Welcome to the Show Me the Shift podcast with Coach Lenora, certified life coach, HR certified professional, international best-selling author, and creator of the Victorious Movement, a members-only community where she coaches her members from stuck to action and from scarcity to abundance in the areas of mindset, goal setting, and monetization online. The Show Me the Shift podcast was created to encourage future entrepreneurs that they can step boldly into their purpose by hearing the stories of others who have paved the way. Here is our host, Coach Lenora.
Hello, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. I hope everybody is having an amazing Friday. And it's early, but the sun is shining. And here on the East Coast, it's been raining a lot. It's been cloudy a lot. So hopefully you'll get out and enjoy some of the sunshine before the next round of rain comes up. And so today we're going to be talking about purpose, but not specifically just purpose, but the fears that we can have that hold us back from fulfilling our purpose. And so that is one of the things that I think a lot of people just kind of almost not put their heads in the sand, but try not to focus on. If there's that quiet voice that is within you that has you like, oh, I really should do this. I really know that this is what I'm called to do. I really know these are the people that I'm called to serve, but yet you're not really focused on it. You're not putting processes in place to make it happen. You're more so like, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know when I'm going to do it. I don't know how, like what the process will look like. I just know that this is a quiet voice that's talking to me and I'm trying to ignore it because I don't know what to do with it. And so for this episode, what I want to do is just kind of walk through what some of those fears could be. Trust me, I have had those same fears myself in regards to just making some decisions that I have made of late. And so just making sure that you know, hey, this is what can happen. This is what is going on in me in regards to my kind of uneasiness with it. But at the same time, this is what I can do to put processes in place to make it so that it can become my reality. Because you wouldn't have those goals and those dreams within you if it wasn't meant for you to actually do something with them, right? And so we're going to talk about overcoming fear, self-doubt. We're going to talk about basically getting out of your own way. And so in the process of that, one of the things that we need to realize is that when we are growing, that it is going to feel uncomfortable. There is very few instances in which through growth and expansion, it feels natural, comfortable. It's just going to happen just, through osmosis. Instead, it's going to be a situation where you're going to feel stretched. You're going to feel maybe uncomfortable and pulled in directions that you're just not used to going into, right? You're going to have to expand what it is your scope and your scale of influence. And so the fear that you have in regards to that is a signal that you're stepping outside of your comfort zone, but that's okay. I think a lot of times people think that things should feel a little bit more effortless. And nobody ever said that pursuing your passion or what it is that is your purpose was going to be effortless. Instead, it's supposed to be in alignment with what it is that you know in your core you're supposed to be doing. And it really should be a situation that you know that you know that you know that this is what you should do and that you are willing to do whatever it takes, because of the fact that what you're doing is something that you love, that you're passionate about. And so therefore, if it is something that, is a challenge or a barrier, yes, it's something that's going to make you pause and maybe even want to procrastinate. If you're somebody who does that, maybe be a little bit too much of a perfectionist if you're somebody who does that. But you have to realize, I have to get over that stumbling block. I have to get over that hump. And in the process of doing so, then I can put all my effort and attention into what it is that I'm trying to do. Thank you for the like. And so, but what it is that I'm trying to do and what it is that I'm called to do. So knowing that your fears are signals that you're stepping out of your comfort zone, but that's needed, because you can't get your future self's life, if you continue to do things that your current self does. You have to do different things to get a different result. That's that saying for insanity, is that if you keep doing the same things you've always done, you're going to keep getting the same things that you've always gotten. And if you're expecting something different, There's that definition, right? All right. And so the other thing is you have to realize that you kind of have to step back and take an analysis and say, okay, what's the reality check here? How many times in my past have I made a decision, done something in a certain way? And oh, by the way, when I did it, that fear that I had actually came to pass versus I did it and nothing even happened. That fear that I had, it wasn't even real. It wasn't even logical. Or even if it was a logical fear that it could happen, did it happen? And so, what you will find is that most of the time, whatever it is that people fear or have concerns about doesn't even come to pass. So, you are almost working yourself up, procrastinating, talking yourself out of doing something, where the reality of that is that 9 times out of 10, that particular thing isn't even going to happen. And so let's just put that like on a shelf and just say, okay, I'm feeling these feelings. I'm feeling anxious. I'm feeling the fear. I'm feeling like this is going to happen. That people, if I go live, people are going to come in. They're going to troll me. They're going to say negative things about me. That I'm not going to do it because my hair doesn't look great or my makeup's not on perfectly or I don't have the right types of clothes to go live and do. Just put all that to the side. All of that is not what is the real underlying issue. The real underlying issue is that you're scared, that you're fearful, that you're anxious. So put all that to the side. People have shown up on camera, in content, in their lives, on a stage, whatever it is that you might be fearful about. They have done that in worse conditions than you. So don't put those barriers as being the thing that should hold you back from doing what you want to do. Just know, nope, I'm going to step into it. I'm going to do it. This is my time. Okay. And then the other thing is action first, taking action first. So you have to start before you feel ready to start. That's an interesting thing because a lot of people would be like, no. I have to have all these processes in place. I have to have everything exactly where it's supposed to be, but you don't. You can start before you actually feel like you should start. One of the courses that I took recently, it was a gentleman who had said that he sold a coaching program before he even created the coaching program. So he talked it up. He sold it. He had all of the, what are you looking for? These are the things that I'm going to have in it. This is that. He talked about the entire program, laid it all out from his mind, and then presented it, sold it, had about 100 people who purchased it. And then he was like, okay, now I need to get to work and make that a reality. And the interesting thing about that is in the process of him doing that, number one, he was already getting feedback from people as he was marketing it to know exactly what the things were that were very important to the people who wanted to be a part of the program. But then also he got the opportunity to put some fire in him and to not let his own mindset, his own procrastination slow him down. Because if you know you sold a coaching program and people are going to show up in 2 weeks, guess what? You have to have at least the first module, the first step of that coaching program done in 2 weeks. You can't procrastinate and lollygag, right? As they call it. So you have to do what you have to do to make it work. And so if you start before you feel like you should start, it helps you to build confidence because you realize like, oh, that action that I took wasn't as scary as I thought. And once I put that fire behind me, guess what? I did meet the goal. I always meet my goals. I always am not going to put myself out there and then not finish it on the back end. So making sure that you kind of keep those things in mind as well. So you have to know that you're going to be growing and growing is going to feel uncomfortable. You know that you have to just put your kind of concerns, issues, fears in check. Just have a reality check and say, look, do these things actually come to pass whenever I worry and concern myself on something, or can I just let it go? And then take the action first. Start before you feel like you're ready to start. And it sounds productive and counterintuitive, but that is not the case. It will serve you to be able to say, I can't procrastinate on it. I can't continue to slow myself down. I can't continue to not do the things that I'm called to do. I need to start. And then taking that first step, the rest of it will unfold after that. And so those are the top 3 things, and it's basically that, if fear didn't exist, then everybody would be able to live their dreams. Everybody would be doing it because you wouldn't have that fear that's stopping you and holding you back. And that's the crazy part. That's the enemy in your mind. It's not the outside enemy that we need to worry about. It's the enemy within our mind that is slowing us down from doing the things that we know that we are called to do. And so that fear does come through. And as I always say, it's false evidence appearing real. FEAR, false evidence appearing real. It appears real to you, but it's not real in everybody's reality. And so therefore, it tricks you into playing small. So that fear, that enemy is just tricking you into playing small. And instead, we have to step up and step through that and realize, nope, we have to go further. We have to go deeper. We have to try harder. Okay. And then the other thing that I wanted to talk about is that we have to now analyze, what are our fears? What are the things that are slowing us down, that are holding us back from the purpose that we know we are meant to fulfill and what we are called to do to serve others? Because whatever is our purpose, it's not selfless. Not selfish, it's selfless. We're not doing it from a selfish perspective of, I want to make money, I want to do this, I want to travel the world, no, when we are following our true purpose, it is going to be something that is going to serve others. It's going to be an exchange. It's going to be where we are exchanging our knowledge, our experiences, our maybe even pains and traumas to help other people to not have to go through the same journey that we went through, or to at least go through the journey in a quicker rate and with speed, because now you have a coach, a guide, a mentor who's going to help you through whatever that is. And it doesn't matter if it's gardening and you're helping somebody with gardening and that's what you're passionate about, or cooking and you're helping somebody with that, you're paving a way. So it doesn't have to be anything overly dramatic. It doesn't have to be anything that you feel as though, oh, I have to be an expert at this particular big thing in order for me to follow what is my passion. That's not the case. It is truly just stepping into what you know you've been called to do, with that quiet voice has been saying to you of, you know, you should do this. You know, you would really love to do this, and just walk into that and see what unfolds. Okay. And so if it is about necessarily your fears, what are they? We need to write them down. We need to say, okay, this is what my fears are. This is why I'm not pursuing it. This is where I am having a block in regards to how I feel about things. And just make sure you write those things down and analyze what that is. And then figure out what's the worst and the best case of that particular scenario. So right beside that, so write out what the fear is, and then right beside it, okay, what's the worst case scenario that can happen if this fear comes to pass, which we already talked about. Most of the time it won't. And then what is the best case scenario if this fear doesn't come to pass? What does the other side of this actually look like for me? And what would that feel like? What is the feeling that you would have if you could get to that other side of that best case scenario? So write out both, and then just take the action. Take the action over the fear. Don't let the enemy win. And when you do that, just take one small action. It doesn't have to be, as they say, eating the whole elephant at once. I don't know where that saying came from, but it doesn't have to be everything in one big, large chunk. It can be, okay, let me, because of the fact that this is what I'm meant to do, let me go ahead and make one post about what it is that I just had an epiphany about as being what I'm called to do. And that be it. That's it for today. It's just do one small thing to put processes in place so that way you're like, okay, I'm feeling like I'm more encouraged to do the next small thing, and then the next bigger thing after that, and the next bigger thing after that. So just realizing that we can't let the fear, we can't let the procrastination, the lack of discipline hold us back from what it is that we are truly meant to do. There are people out here who are waiting for us to step into what it is that we have been called to do. And when we do that, what we're going to realize is that it's going to propel us. It's going to motivate us. It's going to make us want to continue to do that over and over and over again, because more and more people are going to be drawn to us. They're going to be attracted to us solely because of the fact that we're stepping into our purpose, that we're stepping into what we are called to do. And so on that note, that is today's, I'm going to pull up some comments here just to look and see what people are saying, but that is today's lesson, is all about fear, not letting it hold us back, making sure that we do what we know we are called to do and taking the action. Even if we feel fearful and anxiety about it, we got this. Okay, everybody. So that is it for today. Of course, I have the Victorious Movement community. If you ever want to join, it is free for the first 7 days for you to come in and we talk about things like this. We have modules on mindset, modules on discovering your purpose. What is your purpose and how can you fulfill it? How do you set some goals and make sure that you work through them, as well as how do you go about making sure that you stay in the right frame of mind as you are pursuing all that you are called to do. So on that note, have an amazing weekend, everybody. Take care of yourself. Take care of over affiliate marketing. All right. Goodbye, everybody.